Vandeham
The following is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, fifth chapter, text number 23, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on the 4th of August, 1974, in Vrindaban, India.
Aham purati tabave bhavam mune.
Aham purati tabave bhavam mune.
Dasyastu kasyaschana vedavadinam.
Dasyastu kasyaschana vedavadinam.
Nirupito balaka eva yoginam.
Nirupito balaka eva yoginam.
Shrushane pravrishinir vivikshatam.
Shrushane pravrishinir vivikshatam.
I was born as the son of a certain maidservant, engaged in the service of brahmanas, who were following the principles of Vedanta. When they were living together during the 4 months of the rainy season, I was engaged in their personal service.
Purarito bhave abhavam mune dasyasta kasyastana vedavadinam nirupita balaka eva yoginam sushrusane pravisi nid vivikshatam. So, this is the previous life history of Narad Muni. Narad Muni is explaining about his previous life to Vyasadeva. What was the previous life? The son of a maidservant. Maidservant means Sudrani, not born of a Brahmin family, low class maidservant. So, from this position, Narad Muni became the greatest Muni. He is describing his own life. This is the most important point. That, first of all, he was a boy, 3, 4 or 5 years old boy, no knowledge. And second point is that he was not born in a very high-grade family, aristocratic family, rich family, no. Maidservant son. He did not give any information of his father also. Dasya. Dasya means there is no certainty who is father. Dashi. Dashi putra. Formerly, big men, especially Kshatriyas, just like when Vasudeva was married with Devaki, so with Devaki many hundreds maidservants are given with Vasudeva. That is the system, especially among the Kshatriyas. When a Kshatriya king is married, then along with the queen, many girlfriends of the queen, they are also taken away. This is also a nice solution of social problem, because female population is always greater than the male. And therefore, the royal order, they would accept all these girls as associates. And sometimes they would be pregnant and there will be son. They are called Dashi Putra. They are not neglected. They are equally taken care of. But they were not heir to the throne. Only the married wife's son, just like Vidura. Vidura's birth was like that. Vidura was not born of the queen, but maidservant. And Dhritarashtra, he took him as his brother. There was no discrimination, because one is born of the maidservant. No, equal treatment. Only the restriction was that he would not inherit the throne. That was the system. So here, of course, it appears Narad Muni was not of that kind of Dashi-putra, ordinary Dashi-putra. Because such Dashi or the maidservant, they do not come out for common service. They remain within the palace. So the point is, that Narad Muni in his previous life was not very recognized family, neither Brahmin nor nothing of the sort. Still, he became next life the Narada Muni. Now what is the cause? What the cause is, Nirupita Balakeva Yoginam. I was appointed a boy servant of the devotees. The importance is that devotee is so important that if anyone renders a little service, then he becomes elevated to the spiritual life. What balaka means? There is a boy. You boy, bring in this, or do this, just wash my cloth, or just set up my bedding, like that. This much servant, or wash this dish. So, the devotional service is so powerful, but doing this will be described later. Simply by doing this little service to the yogina, you are so blessed that next life he became Narad. This point is very important point. That is being explained. Another point is that when one is situated, Narad, after this life, he became situated in spiritual life. The spiritual life, therefore, he was able to go anywhere. Narad is traveling all over the universe, not only within this material world, in the spiritual world. He goes to see Narayana in the spiritual world. So, this is one point. That in spiritual life, one is free to move. There is no requisition of this aeroplane, or even in this material world, those who are very highly elevated, that is called, they live in the Siddha Loka. That is described in the second canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Siddha Loka. The Siddha Loka, the inhabitants of the Siddha Loka, they don't require any plane. Because Siddha means the inhabitants in that planet, they are all perfect in Ashtasiddhi Yoga. By yogic perfection, one can travel in the space. That's like Durvasa Muni. He travelled in the space. When there was chasing by the Sudarshan Chakra, he by yogic power, he fled from one place to another, he entered the spiritual nature and saw Vishnu personally. Still he was condemned. The Sudarshan Chakra was after him, chasing. He tried to insult Ambarish Maharaj in Vaishnava. So, he wanted to kill, not only insult, but he wanted to kill him. A demon was immediately produced by his hair. The yogis can do that. Anima, Lagima, Prapti, Siddhi, whatever they like, immediately brought one demon. So, but Vaishnava, Maharaj Ambarish, he was neither yogi, nor he could display any yogic perfection, but he was protected by Krishna, by the Sudarshan Chakra. This is Vaishnavas. Vaishnavas do not require to practice any yogic power to become materially powerful. He doesn't require. Simply he surrendered to Krishna, makes him all powerful. This is the position of Vaishnava. Vaishnava, they do not care for all this yogic power. They depend on Krishna. Krishna is the Yogeshwara, or master. Jatra Krishna, Jatra Hari Yogeshwara. So, if one takes shelter of the Yogeshwara, the master of all mystic power, why he should bother about this yogic power? A poor man may try to earn money by hard labor, but one who is a very, very rich man's son, why should he labor? The father's money is sufficient. Similarly, a devotee, a sincere devotee, he is under the protection of Krishna, and under the protection of Krishna means under the protection of all 6 kinds of opulences. Riches, then strength, then reputation, wisdom, renunciation, beauty, the 6 kinds of opulence. Krishna under janglabdha chaparang labhang mannate nadhakang tata. This is stated. Because if you get some or other Krishna's favor, then there is no question of any more profit, sufficient profit. You have got everything. Simply be sincere to the service of Krishna, then you have got everything. There is no need of trying for this or that. Jasmin sthite guru rapi dukkhena na vichallati. If one is situated under the shelter of Krishna's lotus feet, then guru rapi dukkhena na vichallati. If there is dangerous type of inconvenience, then he is not disturbed. He knows. Just like Ambarish Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj. There are many instances. His father, Hiranyakashipu, was giving him trouble, chastising. You are patient, not disturbed. So be sure that if you have actually taken shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna, there is no question of danger. Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranasati. And Krishna confirms it. Kaunteya, my dear Arjuna, you declare to the world that my devotee will be never vanquished by any enemy. That is Krishna's assurance. So why should we try to... Of course, if Krishna's order is there, that is another thing. Just like Arjuna. Arjuna was ordered by Krishna, you fight. When Krishna says you fight, you must fight. Not that Krishna says you fight and you say, no, I have taken your shelter, why shall I fight? No, that's not. That is disobedience. When Krishna says you fight, you must fight. Our life should be that whatever Krishna says, that is full surrender. Or his representative says, that is my life. Vishwanath Chakravarti has explained in the Bhagavad Gita, Bhavasatmika buddhi rekeha kurunangana, Bahushaka anantas, buddhi abhyavasayika. We should be fixed up on the order of Krishna coming through the spiritual master. Then our life is success. This is the secret of success in spiritual life. Jasya prasadad bhagavat prasad. This is assurance. We have to please the spiritual master, and if he is pleased, then Krishna is pleased. The argument that we do not see Krishna personally, how we can satisfy? You satisfy your spiritual master, then Krishna is pleased. Jasya prasadat bhagavat prasad. Jasya prasadat, and if you want to please directly Krishna and show your spiritual master transcend, then nagati tutopi, it will be all useless. Jasya prasadat bhagavat prasad. Jasya aprasadat nagati tutopi. This Narad Muni's history is very interesting, that he was not educated, a boy, not coming from cultured family, maidservant son. The only qualification was that nirupita balaka, he was yogina. He was engaged as a boy servant to the yogis. So, how he got this opportunity? That is Sushushane. Sushushane means in service, prabrisi during the rainy season. Because saintly persons, mendicants, sannyasis, their business is to travel. When, of course, something is established, then a sannyasi can rest, paramahamsa stays. When there are many disciples, workers going on, then he can take rest. Otherwise it is the business of the sannyasi to travel. So these yogis or the sannyasis, they are travelling all over the world, all over the country, all over the province. The business is travelling. But during rainy season, because it is very difficult, formerly there was no aeroplane, and might be, but they were not travelling, they were walking. So, for this 4 months rainy season, they used to take shelter at a nice place in a pilgrimage and wait until the rainy season is finished. They would not go out. That is called Chaturmas. This is the meaning of Chaturmas. So, Narad Muni got this opportunity. Now you can calculate, this is knowledge. Then he had the opportunity to serve these yogis for 4 months only. Not more than that. And he became Lord. Just understand how much powerful is service to the Vaishnava, devotees. And that is also confirmed in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Kirat hunanda purinda pukkasa abhira sumbha javana khasadaya jinni cho papa jad upasraya sraya suddhanti. Jad upasraya sraya means if anyone takes the shelter of the devotee, upasraya sraya, a devotee takes the shelter of Krishna's lotus feet, and if somebody else takes the shelter of the lotus feet of the devotee, Suddhanti, becomes purified. This is our Krishna consciousness movement. And who becomes purified? Kirata hunanda purinda pukkasa abhira sumbhaga. All the people who are less than the Shudras, they are called Panchamas, 5th grade. 1st grade Brahmana, 2nd grade Kshatriya, 3rd grade Vaishya, 4th grade Shudra, and all others, 5th grade. They are called Chandalas. The Chandalas, the sweeper, the cobbler, low grade. Still, in India, these 5th grade persons only, they eat meat, pigs, and sometimes cows, 5th grade. Now it has become a practice, and he is a 1st grade man. You just see, what was the business of the 5th grade man, that has become the business of the so-called politicians. You see? So, if you are ruled by the 5th grade man, then how you can be happy? That is not possible. How there can be any social tranquility? That is not possible. But even the 5th grade man, he can be purified by Krishna consciousness movement. Therefore, there is great need of this movement. Because at the present moment, there is no 1st class man, no 1st grade man, no 2nd grade man, maybe 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, like that. But they can be purified. That is the only process is this Krishna consciousness movement. Anyone can be purified. Mang hi partha vipasritya jipishu papajuna. They are called papajuni. Born in low-grade sinful family. Papajuni. Krishna says, jipishu papajuna. Never mind, what kind of papajuna? Mang hi partha vipasritya. If he takes shelter of me, then the shelter can be taken because Krishna's representative is canvassing. So there is no scarcity. Simply one has to take shelter. Just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission is to create this canvasser. Go everywhere. Amar agday guru haiya taro this. Go. He used to send Nityananda Prabhu, Haridas Thakur, and to canvass. Please chant Hare Krishna. Please chant Hare Krishna. Please surrender to Krishna. So there was a crowd on the street. Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur saw, and they asked, what is this crowd? No, there are 2 brothers, Jagai and Madai, very troublesome. They are drunkards, woman hunters and meat eaters, and they have created all this trouble. So Nityananda Prabhu immediately decided, why not deliver this person first? Then my Lord's name will be glorified. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's name will be glorified. This is the business of the disciple. How to glorify the spiritual master, parampara. I glorify my spiritual master, you glorify your spiritual master. If we simply do that, glorify, then Krishna is glorified. That was the decision of Nityananda Prabhu. That why not deliver these fallen souls first? Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's incarnation is to deliver the fallen souls. And there is no scarcity of fallen souls in this age. Potita pavana hetu tavo avata. Mosama potita prabhu na paivya. Narottam Thakur is placing himself the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that, my dear Lord, your incarnation is to reclaim all these fallen souls. But I am the lowest of the fallen souls. My claim is first. Kindly deliver. Mosama potita prabhu na paivya. Your determination is to deliver the fallen. So, I am the first class fallen. Please accept. So, Kali Yuga, people are suffering. They are all fallen, all meat eaters, all drunkards, all 5th grade, 6th grade men. They are puffed up. But actually they are 5th, 6th and 10th grade men, not even gentlemen. Therefore my Guru Maharaj used to say that no gentleman can live here. The society is so polluted. But there is opportunity of serving Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because the society is so fallen, therefore there is good opportunity to serve Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's incarnation is to reclaim these fallen souls. So, he have got the opportunity to please Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because he wanted the fallen souls to be delivered. Krishna also wanted. Yada yada hi grani bhavati bharat. Dharmasya grani bhavati bharat. Krishna comes. God's business is going on like that. He is very anxious to reclaim all these rascals who are rotting in this material world. Krishna is always anxious. He comes himself. He comes as devotee. He sends his bona fide servant, bona fide son. So, this is Krishna's concern, to reclaim all these fallen souls. Therefore, these are the opportunity. The yogini, they are traveling all over the world. Only during the rainy season they are resting. Not that in other season eating, sleeping. No. Because in the rainy season to travel there is inconvenience. Therefore only 4 months. So during the 4 months, wherever they stay, simply being served by somebody else, like a boy servant, they become delivered. There is no question of preaching. Simply giving the opportunity to serve, the fallen souls become delivered. But you must be competent, not to take service for nothing. Then you will go to hell. If you are actually in spiritual position, then by giving others little opportunity to serve you, he will be delivered. No question of understanding the philosophy. The devotees must be so perfect. The system is therefore, as soon as one sees a devotee falls down and touches the feet, this is the system. Because by touching the feet, Mahatpada Rajobhisekam, if one is actually elevated to the spiritual life and takes the opportunity of touching his lotus feet, then he becomes devotee. This is the process. So here, how he became Narad Muni will be described, but here it is said, one thing is that when you are liberated, just like in the Bhagavad Gita it is said that Tatta Driham Punarjanma Naiti Mami, you become an associate of Narayan, Krishna, Vishnu, then you can remember your past lives. Remember your past life. Just like you can remember your dreams, I was dreaming like that. So this is all dream. Our this life at the present moment, because this body is false. So, whatever we are acting, it is just like dream. Like in dream, at night we also work. So, this is gross dream and that is subtle dream. But real life is spiritual life. But we foolish people, we are taking this life as permanent life, permanent settlement. It is not permanent settlement. Here is Narad Muni saying, Aham pura otita bhave abhavam otita bhave. This nature, just like everything material, bhutta bhutta praliyate, it appears for some time like bubbles in the ocean, few seconds, again finished. A whole cosmic manifestation in which we are, millions and millions of years, it is just like a bubble in the ocean. It is just like a bubble. Bhutta praliyate, it is said in Bhagavad Gita. So, Narad Muni confirms that formally in the millennium, there is Brahma's night. When Brahma's night comes, then everything becomes devastated in water. Sahasra juga parjantam arhajat brahmano vidu. First of all, Sahasra juga. One juga means 4,300,000 of years. Multiply it by 1,000. That is the period of manifestation. Now what is the period? 43 lakhs of years. And multiply it by 1,000. How many years? 4.3 billions of years, this thing will go on. This is Khanda Pralaya. Khanda Pralaya means when Brahma's day and night, but there is Mahapralaya. That will stay, you do not know how many millions of years. But this is called millennium. So Narad Muni remembers this. Therefore he says, Aham pura otita bhave. This is called bhava. Bhava. Bhava means to come into existence and again finish. Just like this, bhava samsara. It is called bhava samsara. Bhava samsara means, I have got this body, I need to be finished. Again I shall get another body, again it will be finished. So where is the science to understand these things? Who can explain? Where is the scientist? Pura, utita, bhave. Is there any scientist? Is there? So what is the knowledge? Very meager knowledge. 2 plus 2, that's all. And they are very much proud. Who can explain this? Pura, utita, bhave. They do not know Pura, they do not know utita, bhave. And abhavam, and I existed. And I can remember. Is that perfection possible? But this is a fact. This is a fact. One may believe or not believe. They are making research in institutes. Big deal. Yesterday brahmanas speaking. What is this research? Research here. And Narad Muni says that in my previous life I was like this. Where is the research? They are comparing this or comparing that. Real research is here. If actually one is research scholar, now what does this Bhagavad says? Pura utita bhave. What is this? Go on research. That is it. That is real research. So, pura utita bhave abhavang mune, that is in the mune. So I was the son of a maidservant, and I was engaged as the boy servant of yogis, and they were taking rest for 4 months. So I had the opportunity of serving them 4 months as their boy servant, just to take whatever they left prasadam, I used to take to wash their dishes or to wash their cloth. In this way he got the opportunity of serving perfect devotees for 4 months and became Narada. This is important. That simply by rendering salpamapi yasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhaya, he became Narada, means he was saved from the mahato bhaya, very great, fearful, dangerous position. What is that fearful, dangerous position? They do not care. We are so full that we are always on the brink of dangerous position. If we don't utilize this life properly, I may fall down again to this cycle of birth and death. Tatha dehantara prapti, I shall get another body. There is no guarantee what kind of body I am going to get, I do not know. This foolish civilization is going. Save them by this Krishna consciousness. That is the best welfare. Thank you very much.